So, I'm being told by Spirit that your glow is magnificent, and it's for reasons that you might not think about or that you might not consider. You might think it's just because you like drinking some water or like eating healthy. You might think it's just that. Of course, those aspects of your life that you choose to live a healthy life in, when it comes to what you consume, of course that's going to have some level of impact on you. However, spiritually is really about your attitude. Okay, welcome to Milk Honey Rose. Good day, good evening, good afternoon. I am Mystic Alchemy. Welcome to Milk Honey Rose. Okay, and so yes, it's about your attitude. So when it comes to people, right, usually what Spirit is saying is like, you don't go scouting and looking for enemies. You don't try to make people your enemy. You don't really see any purpose in that. It doesn't make sense. However, others make themselves your enemy. And you looking at them like, well, what you go and do that for? Right? Because it's very unnecessary and it doesn't help anything. Right? So this is what Spirit is telling me. Like, people come, some, not everybody, but some people come into your life and they cause problems, trying to cause problems for you. They end up reversing that and they cause problems on themselves, because guess what? You could care less. Okay, you don't care, but you could care less. Like, bye. Okay, so you're not affected the way they want you to be. And that is very, very frustrating to these types of folks. Okay? And that just makes you glow, because what like the intentions that they had to try to stress you out, they did not work, because you know better. You really do. You know better, and you could tell when someone is kind of like, how can I say, they're positioning themselves to be your enemy because they have issues with you that really don't exist. They're creating them due to their insecurities. Okay, so this really places you in like this boss energy, because not many people can completely annihilate their enemies like that. Some people are so emotionally moved by their enemies. I'm not saying that you don't know they're there and you're not cautious, because people do stuff. You still have your eye wide, and your senses and your intuition are still popping. So it's not like you completely cast them out. You know that they're there, but you don't give them the attention that they actually seek from you, because they really want your attention. You don't give it to them. You just focus on growth, no matter what it is that you're growing. It's excuse me, your perspective is overall growth in your life. You don't got no time, and I had no time. Okay, you don't have it. You don't have time for nonsensical activities. So when it comes to these people, you've already been through, you've been through the ringer with people to know how some people could be. Some individuals have good intentions, some do not. And over time, you've been able to weed out those who do not have good intentions for you. And I see that these people are actually very aggravated, because their goal never works to destroy you or to manipulate you or to get into your mind to make you feel like something's wrong with you. Because most times that's what they try to do. The manipulators try to infiltrate your subconscious or your psyche. And by doing so, they feel like they could tinker with your brain. Kind of like an unethical surgery. I just heard. An unethical surgery. Yes. Just trying to retrieve something that's not theirs and then using it to their advantage. And that would be your energy in this case, or whatever information they can get from you. And that's just strange, and not in a good way, because sometimes strange could be good. Weird could be wonderful, right? So be strange, be weird, but not in such a way where you're affecting someone else on purpose. Like, what are you doing with your own life? Because a lot of times when people that have that I heard that been sucking on that haterade. People that have that hate in their blood and they just want to be hating on people and they just want to find a problem to talk about, they are so miserable inside. Those types of people be just like, they might as well just hang it up and call it a day. And they just want you to feel the same. So if you walk around looking all chipper and enjoying your life and appreciating life, they're going to try to knock you down and make you feel like the opposite of how you feel, just off the strength that they don't feel that way. So, and more, it's much more to that, because it's like jealousy, envy, all of the things that can destroy a person. They try to throw that at you, but it doesn't work because it sticks back to them. It has nowhere else to go. The energy they try to toss at you, it sticks back to them because it has nowhere to go. Okay. I heard it comes back to them like a frisbee. And if they don't catch it, it'll hit them in the core. You know, anything that hits you in your stomach make you go down, or like in the lower region, especially for masculines. But like if you get a blow to the stomach, it's very it affects a person for a few minutes to take you down. So I feel like your response to these types of energies, it hits them in the core, make their tummy hurt. Okay, stomach be hurt. So now I'm just basically saying that you choose to connect those who have that same willingness to know when someone is living a life with many insecurities that they project onto others. So you're no longer aligning yourself with those types of people. Yes, they might sneak in sometime trying to befriend you and trying to make it a plot twist for their advantage. However, nowadays you're so mature in your energy and your thought process, as well as just your intuition. It's so strong that your spiritual gifts, they protect you because they're activated. So you can see through people and people be mad. So that's really why you glow so magnificently. That's what Spirit is telling me. This is a download. This is why you glow so magnificently, and you are justified when these other people are left out in the cold, because you still look good. Hello? Yes. You still look good, and you're still doing your own thing, and you're not allowing these types of energies to distract you, because that's their whole goal. They got problems, guys, okay? Guys and gals. Lover boys and lover girls. These types of people have issues that are not treated. And people that walk around with spiritual issues that are not treated, they start tweaking. And they try to tweak on you and tweak on me and tweak on anybody available that they could tweak on. Okay. So they're going to have to tweak their ass in the opposite direction of you, because it's not going to stick. It can't. You're too high vibrational. It can't touch you. Because listen, a lot of us have been in that energy once before, because we had to learn that we was tripping, and that why am I feeling like that and what's going on. And that's like a learning experience. It's like the spiritual aspect of life where we must learn, because that type of energy is actually projected on us when we first get here. It's everywhere. And then you have to unlearn that and recognize that, ooh, there's something wrong with that. I don't even like how this feels, and why am I feeling like this? Like, you have to learn the right way. So because you all took the path of learning, and you really have taken retrospect of your own life to recognize what you want to do as opposed to what has been influenced and projected onto you, now you're just shining. Okay, you're really shining, and you could tell when someone has a problem with you, and you just call it. I heard call a spade a spade. You call that energy what it is. It's like you don't even really look at the person. It's a lot of times it's not the person, it's the energy that they carry, because they haven't mastered themselves in such a way to recognize when they're being used. And you You don't have any reason to dislike or hate or anybody. When you realize who you are, when you recognize who you are, you know that you're different. So there is no competition when you're so different. And then you don't feel like you need to be so competitive. It's like, for what? For what when I'm me and nobody else is like me, right? That's how you feel. So this is why you glow so beautifully. This is why you look so good. This is why you're keeping your youth. When you allow that type of energy to infiltrate your vessel, you start looking old. You probably end up feeling like you need a drink when you don't. And then you want to take some drugs to try to numb the emotions from the spiritual attacks. You don't need none of that. All you need is to cast them out. They're having a problem. That problem is not yours. And being that you learn that, you glow so magnificently. So congratulations to you for not falling in the traps that they set. Okay? Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Okay? And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you're feeling the vibe, especially if this message resonates with you. And if you need anything from me, such as a reading or a healthy conversation, you can go to my website at www.milkhoneyrose.org to book a reading or a healthy conversation. And you can also join the membership program to support me. I post on there occasionally, but it's really to support me because, guys, I have so much going on in the background, and I post a lot here on the main page, so most people could get the content, and you don't have to pay for anything. So you just signing up and joining the membership. It is really, if you rock with me, you want to support me, and I'm influencing your life in a positive way to help you to think in such a way that is meant for you to grow, because that's the reason why I'm here. I want to see you all grow. I want to see you all happy. I want to see you win. I want to see you tap into your authenticity, because it's beautiful. And I know it's beautiful. I know you're beautiful because I know I'm beautiful. And when you as yourself are confident in yourself and you know how beautiful you are, you have the capacity to want the same for others. When you see other people that's like, just this message is a perfect example. When others don't want to see others happy, that's because they have a lot inside to work on. They have a lot of shadow work to do that they're not doing. And it's very likely that they don't even know how. But instead of trying to get the assistance for them to improve, they just become a nasty Nancy. Very unfortunate, isn't it? Okay, darling. I'll see you in the next message. Later.